This is a unique and rare occasion when two political parties in Idaho, especially during a very consequential election, come together and are united in an important purpose and cause. We are united in our belief that not only is voting in the United States a right, but it's a responsibility. A few weeks ago, we became aware, after visiting with a number of county clerks across the state, that because of the typical age of a poll worker, that those folks tend to end up in a demographic that is at high risk for COVID-19. And many of our county clerks were telling us that up to 50% of their poll workers were letting them know that they would not be available to help man the polls this coming election. Obviously, that creates a challenge. COVID is going to have as much consequences on our elections as it has disrupted many other parts of our lives. So we thought what we could do as a party is to reach out to the tens of thousands of Republicans that we communicate with on a regular basis and ask them to step up and volunteer and be part of meeting this need at the county and precinct level to man the polls. And we invited our members and leadership of the Democrat Party to join us in this effort. This election is going to be very consequential. We support different candidates, we support different policies, but one thing we're united in, and that is supporting everyone's right to vote and giving them the opportunities to do so.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beechler. I'm chair of the Idaho Democratic Party. We are grateful to be here today in unity around the importance of voting. We were very surprised and excited to join the Idaho Republican Party today. I'd be remiss if I didn't name what a hallmark it is to be standing in Cecil Andrus Park. The four-term Democratic governor left a legacy of working across the aisle. We stand in his shadow and hope that can be the first of many united efforts for the good of Idaho and all of its residents. Following last week's special legislative session, our county election offices will now find themselves needing to ensure in-person voting is available. This comes with challenges of finding enough poll workers to make it viable. Voter accessibility and safety are nonpartisan issues. Enfranchising voters is in the best interests of everyone in our state. Protecting our right to cast a ballot has always been a top priority of the IDP, and this election will be no exception. We encourage every county clerk and all those involved in the election process to make bold leadership decisions necessary to make voting in person as safe as possible under the current conditions.
Poll workers truly are the backbone of our election system, and they're the ones who make it possible for people to show up to the polls and vote in each and every election. I want to express my appreciation to the Idaho Republican Party and the Idaho Democratic Party for their work today. I think the leadership of Chairman Tom Luna and Chairwoman Van Beechler is huge in terms of our efforts to ensure safe voting and in maintaining the integrity of our elections process. We are only 63 days away, and there is a tremendous amount of work that has to be done. In order to pull off in-person voting for this election, we will need 1,300 poll workers just here in Ada County alone, and over 4,000 poll workers across the entire state of Idaho. That's not a small force. I always like to compare running an election to major event planning. We're throwing one of the largest events in every community in the state, inviting all of the registered voters, over 940,000 of them across the state, to be able to vote and to know that their vote will count in this process.
If you'll remember, in the May primary, we didn't have, in Canyon County, we had very few poll workers lined up. When I found out that we only had 7 polling locations lined up of the 64 needed, we just called it off, and that's when we went to work with the entities involved to see to it that we had an absentee vote. I think it was the only way we could pull it off. We plan on having perhaps some polling centers that are open for early voting. We haven't got that all arranged yet. We hope to have every polling location open, but that will be driven by how many poll workers that we get. We need 550 plus. With that, I thank you all very much for being here, and God help us.